coffee. You guys know how I do with my coffee, but it's needed today. Got a long day of traveling ahead. Going to be taking a train from the south coast up to Waterloo, change at Waterloo, take the tube to Euston, change at Euston, jump on a Caledonian sleeper to Edinburgh, change at Edinburgh, onwards to Fort William. Now, if you're familiar with the channel, you may know why our destination is Fort William. Got some unfinished business. We have arrived after a good 17 hours of traveling. Well, not a good 17 hours of traveling, a grueling 17 hours of traveling. I've been looking out the window so much that when the train stopped, the landscape was still moving. Absolutely sleep deprived, could not get to sleep in those seats. Just popped into Fort William because when I arrived, it was raining and there's more rain on the forecast. It is Scotland. This is just a vlog for those little things that aren't going to be in the camping videos. For instance, scoodle, I assume, means bin. And for instance, maybe things a little more interesting than that. For instance, the old walls of the old fort here in Fort William on the banks of Loch Linen. We're talking history here. We're also going to be indulging in some traditional Scottish food. Not this, I'm just hungry. A double cheeseburger meal, medium. Now I should have the energy to push us up the North Face Trail here where we're going to be camping for the night. We're going slow and steady because there's no need to rush. Here comes the rain. I'm racing the rain a little bit right now. You can see it behind me right there. It's just starting to come down a little bit now. Oh, we're almost there. Yeah, the rains are coming. Who remembers this place? Yeah, this is where it all began. The attack of the Midges. And the weather was a little different. Okay, we're gonna have to move. The water wasn't raging this much either when we were last here, but according to the forecast that I have checked pretty much constantly since I was last here, it's been raining pretty much non-stop. How much stock you can have in that, I don't know, but it has been raining and it's going to rain today. Ben Nevis, venomous mountain, a mountain with its head in the clouds. It is today. Whew. So that's the first part of the trip up the mountain done. I'm not going any further. I'm actually going to camp down here, and in the morning I'm going to go up and up and up. Look, it's the sun. The sun is shining on us today, my friends, and raining at the same time, simultaneously. There's sun and there's rain. It's a pretty good mix because I'm pretty hot, and at the same time the rain is cooling. It looks as though all the snow has melted. Of course, it's hard to tell with all the cloud cover. While we are here and we've got a little bit of time, may as well do a little gear load out. The pack is a new one, Solonyag 45 litre pack, and 45 litre is a good size for me personally because it allows me to minimize my gear, and in turn that keeps the weight down. Strapped to the outside of the pack we have the tiny rappel from Flextail, simply for a lantern and a power bank. It does not work as a repellent. It does not work. Anyone who tells you it does is lying to you. Shock horror. We have our Nalgene Woodsman's water bottle, 500 millilitres, 16 ounces. 500 millilitres, good size. Strapped to the bottom of the pack we have the Pt.1 tent, along with the old trekking poles. A good combination there. When I'm not using the tent, I'll be utilising the trekking poles tomorrow, so it works well. And what I like about this pack is it gives you a good bit of opening space right here, as you can see. Here we have our Mountain Warehouse waterproof trousers. I'm going to throw those on now. The mountain has disappeared. And that's better. Smidge, as you may or may not see, I do have midges flying around me. They're not biting me, so it appears to be working. Look at this. Look at them. Horrible. A bag full of food here, basic food, noodles, pasta, just our water food. Nothing too extravagant. As I'm moving along on this trip, I'll be restocking, so I don't have to really bring too much. This is just camera gear, power banks. We have the cook set in here. I've got 2 bottles of gas and a gas stove, Stanley cook set with a cup, and that be our cooking system. I have a little seat pad here that my partner got for my birthday. I mean, it's wonderful because I'm always sitting on the hard ground. This keeps me off it. We have the Van Gogh Aeotrum Thermo Platinum. This is something I'm checking out, so I'm going to be checking out on this trip. It's my only sleep mat. If it happens to fail, it's not, that would be a bad times. Of course, I have the Van Gogh Microlight 300 also. It just packs down so small, but it's super warm and it is light, so that works. Also, I have a little first aid kit here containing just the basics: blister plasters, and the old tick remover. I've got some ibuprofen in there, some paracetamol, the basics. And here is the Smidge head net that I'm hoping not to use. And that's it. That's all our gear. That's all we have for an uncertain amount of time out here, because I don't have a return booking on the train because they're all sold out so far. So I got to wait for one to maybe some cancellations, or just have to wait for it to quieten down. Oh, and I do have spare clothes and whatnot, spare underwear, socks in this little back pocket down here. So yeah, all good. So you see all the midges there flying around. They're landing on me, but I don't think they're biting me. Funny thing is, all I have to do is walk, a couple of meters that way, and I'm open to the wind, and they just don't come after me. So yeah, gonna see how this Smidge does. Hold out for a little while. As you can see, they're really developing now. It's great. And then we'll find a result. I know there's something called the Smidge forecast as well, and conveniently it's at its highest level here, 5 red. Trying to set up the tent right now, and they're all flying on me. I'm being swarmed, literally. Come and watch. I think the head net's gonna have to go on. See, as I'm here trying to pitch the tent, they're just not bothered by the Smidge. I've just put a load more Smidge on, and they're still just accumulating around me. So we're gonna have to put the head net on. Make sure they're all off my face. They're all dead in my hands. Styling and profiling, that's what it's all about. There's some in there with me. No more. So let's see if this keeps the little bastards out. Continue. So it's not perfect. The reason being is because obviously I didn't think about it, but we are in the mountains and therefore the ground is solid rock. So the pegs just aren't going in very well. But it will do us. It will do us for the night. This rain's getting a bit much. So before we go and take cover in the tent, gotta go and collect some water. That will do it. It probably is just fine to drink, but while I am out here and I do have a water filter with me, I may as well use it. And it goes perfectly onto the platypus platy. And being that it is a squeezy bottle, it works. And that is how we are dealing with our water situation while we are out here. Nice, simple. Means I don't have to carry much water around. Because there's so much of it, there's no worries. Now I'm getting in the tent. So now it's just a race about who can get in the tent first, me or the midges. So I'm getting all my wet gear off. And now we run. That. I can close the door. I forgot to take the boots off. I forgot to take the boots off. Now we're wasting time. Now we're playing dangerous games. There's one. I saw one. Make sure the boots stay dry. Off. Undercover. Get in. I'm panicking. Oh, we made it. Just. There's one there. Okay. There's a couple. But none that I can't eliminate throughout the rest of the evening as I peer out the window to tomorrow's nemesis, which you can just about make out. So this is our life, confined to the tent, eating fruit gums. Not bad. Well, the rain is, look at this. What I've got to deal with. So this one is the same gas stove that I had before that leaked. And as you can see, the new one leaks. Seriously. The company will be contacted. The rain has eased up, so taking the opportunity to cook us up some pasta. Not sure how long the rain is going to ease up for. Some pretty dark looking clouds just covering Ben Nevis right now, and it's all the wind's flowing this way. So hopefully we can get it cooked up, eating, cook us up another coffee before bed. It will be good. Oh, so I've been thinking about it, and you know, I think you tend to meet the nicest, most interesting people while you're traveling. For example, last night I was sat next to this woman, very pleasant lady. Her name was Eileen, and American. But she was visiting her mother who lives in Scotland, somewhere in the Outer Hebrides way. And you get to talking, and they almost feel familiar. It's an interesting thing. She had this Voss water bottle. I mentioned how very posh it was. But what I didn't know was that it was actually white wine in that Voss water bottle. And I said, you can't blame the woman. You can't blame the woman, especially when you have to go through something as traumatizing as London. We all need a Voss water bottle with wine in. The dinner's done, so just quickly, gonna head down to the water and clean it all up, clean up the pot, because if I leave it to tomorrow, it's gonna be all kinds of different nightmares. What you don't want to do is leave it for it to get sticky and get stuck on there like concrete, and then you'll be struggling to get it off, and you'll be drinking coffee mixed with some cheese pasta. It's not a hell of a combination. Good enough. Look at them all. Fucking bastards. Unbelievable, man. You leave the door open for 2 seconds and that's what happens. Okay, so little by little, we're just eliminating the problem. Pest control. There ain't but a few left now. This door now, and I've left the rain fly open. So if it happens to start raining, we're just gonna have to risk it. Just have to open it, and then repeat this whole process all over again, which I'm still working on. All those little black dots, hundreds and hundreds of fallen comrades of the Midges. There's only a few left. Yeah. We are not opening this door. Okay. I'm going to just put my arm through, drag the door down, zip it up. Nothing's coming in. Nothing can get between my arm and the door. Back in. Just gonna have to get down a little lower. Okay. Just enough. Yep. Okay, up. Do it up. Do it. And that's how we do it. And just like that, the rain begins again. So, we summited Ben Nevis yesterday. Super tired, so I didn't feel much in the evening. Have to head into town today down in Fort William, charge up my devices, get something to eat, and I was going to head over to Drumnadrocket today over in Loch Ness, but I'm super tired. So I'm going to be walking down the Great Glen Way just a little bit, and then camp along somewhere along there, and then tomorrow morning we'll head to Drumnadrocket. So, God, try and drink a coffee. I figure I've already drunk from a stream last night. I went and collected some water. Couldn't be bothered to put the filter on. Take forever to add as much water into the noodles, so I just went for it. So here we go. Because I've already drunk from it. Heading down this winding road to Fort William now. It's raining. I'm gonna get into town, charge up my devices, get something to eat, and then I may just head to Drumnadrocket this evening, depending on time. We'll see how we go for time. But yeah, that's the update. A quick update, can't be too long about it. It's not been a good day, it's been a bad day. As you can see, I am not in Drumnadrocket. I'm still in Fort William. Fort William's down there. We got quite a pitch up on this hillside here. Not too shabby. I've had major electronic problems today. I've not been able to charge any of my devices. Everything's still running on low or no power, which is a bad thing because we cannot go to Drumnadrocket without power. So I'm going to have to fix that tomorrow. My feet are killing me. The bottom of my feet are on fire because I've basically been in wet socks and boots all day. My boots are wet. There's no point in changing socks because the socks are still going to get wet. So that's the update. Let's hope for a better day tomorrow, and I'll check in with you then. Hate to gross you out, guys, but look at it, prune. So we've journeyed an hour and a half north of Fort William to Drumnadrocket on the west banks of Loch Ness. I've just popped in to a little place called Fiddler's Food Truck. Got myself some locally shot haggis and chips, and yeah, very nice. Just making my way to make the next video on the quest at Loch Ness. And I made a hiccup because I need to be on the other side of the river. Walk back. So we made it to the banks of Loch Ness. What I'm fixing to do right now, I've got the poncho up just to keep out of the rain because it's on and off. It's coming over again now. You can see it coming over the loch, approaching us. But what I'm fixing to do right now is collect some firewood. I'm going to have a tiny fire tonight because I really want to get my socks dried and my boots dried. Because you saw the result from last night. Not nice, not nice. And obviously I'm still in those same wet socks and boots as I am today. And yeah, feet hurting. So gonna collect some firewood, have a small fire a little later, and hopefully we can dry them out a bit more. I did put my socks in my sleeping bag last night with me, you know, to dry them out, that old trick. But I woke up and they were still damp and just a bit warm. It's not good, guys. It's not good at all. I'm an evil genius. So I didn't particularly want to have a fire because it's not really the area for it. Lots of grass and it's just going to make a mess of the area. And not something I really want to do. So I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. Just holding my boots and my socks over the gas stove. Smart. And for the socks, it's basically like a little radiator. So today, there's not going to be any rain. So I'm going to stay off my feet as much as possible, let the tent dry out as much as possible, get my socks dried out as much as possible, my boots dried out as much as possible. And yeah, just get that weight off my feet, let my feet recover a little bit, and then tomorrow we'll be on our way again. Time for some breakfast. I got myself a coffee, and we're gonna have some of this Kendal mint cake. George actually got me this, and he said, when you get to the top of Ben Nevis, eat it then. Right? I spoke to him yesterday. He said, "Did you eat your mint cake on the top of Ben Nevis?" I said, "No." He said, "Oh, of course you didn't." And I said, "Yeah. When I'm concerned my fingers are going to get frostbite and it's freezing up there, the last thing I'm thinking about is eating a mint cake." Unbelievable. Here's some facts for you. Romney's Kendall mint cake was the first mint cake to be successfully carried to the top of Mount Everest on the 29th of May 1953, this being the first successful expedition to the summit. The Romneys were asked by the 1953 expedition to see whether they could supply mint cake to them. This had to be packed into high altitude supplies to be sent ahead. Sir Edmund Hillary and Serdar Tenzing ate this mint cake on the top of Everest as they gazed at the countryside far below them. Since then, the Kendall mint cake has become a firm favourite with hikers, climbers and visitors to the Lake District. A member of the successful Everest expedition wrote, "It was easily the most popular item on a high altitude ration. Our only criticism was that we did not have enough of it." And there you go, some history. I was so looking forward to eating my little mac and cheese, ready in 5 minutes, till the gas stove broke. It's all plugged in, full bottle of gas. Okay, no gas is going through, nothing. And don't get me wrong, okay, I didn't fucking buy another one of those gas stoves. When we brought the first one, we brought two, and just to have a backup, and the first one was shit and the second one's shit. So, but what I'm gonna do is we have ourselves a stand here, and I'm just gonna take off this top bit. Unfortunately, I've got a few firelighters, not many, but enough hopefully that can heat up my water. Have to source another gas stove tomorrow. Just like that. Unfortunately, it's going to cover my Stanley in carbon, and therefore it's going to cover me in carbon. I've managed to stay relatively clean out here so far, and this now is that's out the window. Just walk past this little guy in his little hand. Let's go. You can do it. There you go. Ah, and there's a caterpillar. I don't know what's going on there. And that be a wrap at the Cow Hill viewpoint, a little camp overlooking Fort William, Torlandee, Ben Nevis and whatnot. Right now I'm heading down because rain is on its way. So what I've done is I've gone and booked myself into a campsite. It's the first time I've paid to camp while being here. But to me, it's not paying to camp, it's paying to get a shower, it's paying to get my clothes washed, my clothes dried, and just freshen up and get off my feet all day, recharge my devices. So yeah, £14 to do all that. Yeah, I'll take it. And here comes the rain. It's half an hour early. I think I would have been got there in half an hour's time, but you know what? The forecast, huh? Although I can't specifically blame the forecast for this one. I mean, the weather does what the weather wants to do. So I don't think we've got too much further. But you know what? I've been saying that this whole trip. Oh, it's not too much further. It's not too much higher. And then it turns out to be like another 4 hours. So yeah, I'm going to stop saying it. So in this set of evergreens just behind us here, there is an off-grid artists field station called Outlandia. So what do you guys reckon? We go and check it out. Let's go and check it out. We got time. It's only 20 to 10 and we don't get to check in until 12. And we have to go through here to get to the campsite anyway. So we're going to go a little off-grid ourselves, off the beaten track, and go and find Outlandia. So take a look at this. You got the sun shining through the canopy of the trees. And we delve deeper on the path to Outlandia. and you can see just how dark it is in here with all these evergreens, and the lack of life in here because obviously the sun can't reach through the canopy of the evergreens, so nothing gets to grow in here. The needles make the soil quite acidic, and so nothing grows and nothing lives in here. That said, the mushrooms like it in here. We have reached Outlandia. It is locked, I have checked. Let's have a little wander around, see what it looks like from the outside. Quite the view they must have. They also must have quite a bit of money. Obviously from that window up there, seeing right over the trees to the mountains. Pretty impressive stuff. Now let's get to camp. Camp is only at the bottom of this hill, right directly opposite Outlandia here. Think about bushwhacking through all that forest, but nah. Made it to the campsite, raining again. Tent's up. Needs a bit of adjusting, but at least we're dry. So I'm gonna have a quick coffee and go and hit the showers. Then I'm gonna go wash my clothes. It's a good day. Got a little map here, bit wet, but we are all the way over in the forest paddock. I'm all washed up, clean, good, dry, feeling a lot better for that. Just about to go and grab a bite to eat, get some dinner at the Glen Nevis restaurant. Traditional Scottish food, harvested locally, so we'll see what it's all about. So that was a nice experience at the Glen Nevis campsite and the Glen Nevis restaurant. I chose the Glen Nevis chicken breast, haggis, mashed potato, vegetables and a whiskey sauce. Very nice. Now we're going to our next location. This is the Nevis River. Well, the sun has come out to see the day out as we make our way to our next camp location. Don't know where it is exactly, somewhere along this river here. I reckon that'll be quite nice. We got ourselves a bit of a flood problem. Don't want to get my shoes wet, don't want to get my socks wet, don't want to get my feet wet, so they're gonna have to come off. Onwards. And we're across. Boots are dry, socks are dry, and I just dried my feet. Beautiful evening here in the Highlands. On the, I think it's the first time it hasn't actually rained in the evening since I've been here. So that's nice. What's up, sheep? What's up, sheep? Tent is pitched, kind of, but not really. I'm real lacking on energy this evening. I don't know why, but I am. And again, I've just picked a bad place to pitch up. Left it too late, and I'm trying to peg the stakes in. Trying to put the stakes into basically rocks. Not ideal. Probably can't see it too good right now. Nope, you can't see it at all. But we are pitched right next to the river Lockie. Get some good shots of that in the morning. Right now, let's make a coffee, go to bed.